Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Out of the Box. Today's episode is going to be all about our relationship. I know a lot of you guys are interested in girlfriend, so here she is.
So May and I put out a question Q&A type of thing on Instagram, and I'm going to be asking Miranda mostly all of these questions that you guys had. Let's get into it with the first major question. Does your girlfriend, so this is, I assuming this was for May, but also towards Miranda, does your girlfriend get jealous with how close you are with your sister? My sister used to get really jealous because her boyfriend and his cousin were very close. She felt it was inappropriate the way that they were with each other.
Do I get jealous?
No,
Do
does
I
she
get
get jealous? But like you
of
can
y'all's
jump in, yeah.
relationship?
But you
Oh.
can jump in and like it's more just you.
No.
This is all you guys.
No, I'm not jealous. I feel like y'all's relationship is different. That's something that like we've talked about before, where it's like everybody that is currently in her life is on the same team as I am for her support, including her sibling. So if anything, like it's good for all of us to have a good relationship together rather than just like us or just us. It's like a whole. So
Do
no.
you feel out of the group when May and I talk? Sometimes?
No, do you?
Yes and no. There's certain topics. Well, there's certain topics that I'm just like, oh, this is uncomfy to talk with, but I think that's just my personality and my preference on like what is awkward and what's not.
I think
That's fair.
what's different is you and I are very similar in our personalities and humor. It's very opposite of G.
Yeah.
It's always been that way though. It's nothing new.
No.
No, but no, I don't feel uncomfy or jealous when you guys have a conversation. I don't have a very good attention span anyway. So I'm kind of just like off of my own world when that happens.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add?
Do you
Just
think I
about
get
like,
jealous?
do you get weirded out like, or do you feel awkward when we're talking and she's just sitting there?
No, I like when I can see you guys interact because you guys have definitely the sibling type vibes where they like pick on each other and bully each other in a way. But it's like a love language, so if you know what that is, you understand.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice to finally see someone or my partner interact with you. Like
Yeah.
I haven't had that ever. So it's really nice that you guys
Yeah.
get along.
I was like, wait.
You're welcome.
You might
Or
regret
not.
it later. Okay, on to the next one. How long have you guys been together?
9 months on the 21st. Our anniversary is the 21st.
Of what month?
March.
March.
But we started talking to each other like late January, early February.
Yeah.
Whenever the last group travel trip first started out, that's when we started talking.
And it was more of a friend vibe.
Yeah.
Well, friend crush vibe. And then it kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
They knew before we did. Her and our friend Gabby.
It was
But-
fucking torture. You know when your friends are like dumb, stupid, cute? Well, I only saw May's half of it, and May was very dumb, stupid. Like, it wasn't like her normal, like, it goes over her head sometimes. It was like the crushy, stupid, like, and I was just like,
Meanwhile, I'm texting my friends and I'm like, is this a flirt or is she being friendly? Is it friendly flirt? Because, like, with girls, you don't know.
Yeah.
It's like when you meet a girl in the bathroom, but, like, and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your hair. I didn't know. And then she kind of laid out the carpet for me to admit my feelings first, and I had a panic, and yeah. But anyway,
Now we're here.
we're here.
no, we're here.
March 21st.
Okay. So, this kind of ties into the other question, but it was, when did you know you were ready to be together, like, officially?
I honestly
never
don't
officially
think.
asked each
Yeah,
other.
we don't think we actually asked.
So
each
there was
other.
never a time where you were like, okay, so we're official?
I think we just assumed.
We were together.
Yeah.
But we have the same thing. So, like,
Yeah.
during when we were talking and stuff, if we both have, like, a crush on somebody or feelings, we immediately stop talking to other people. In my own life, like, with my friends, I knew I was hook, line, sinker, goner when I didn't notice other people anymore. And all I wanted to do was spend my time with her or talk to her. and I kind of just like, even like with being out with friends, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, that person's cute, and I'd be like, no, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to talk to her. So we never officially asked each other out. It was kind of just like, yeah, we
Mutual.
just assumed
Yeah.
we were together, and then exchanged I love yous, and that was it.
Yep.
This next one, you kind of already summed it up, but like, how did you guys meet?
So, Gia and I hosted a Thailand group travel trip last year, and you originally were on the trip just as a random person. And then
Yeah, I was not a fan.
Yeah. And then during our lives, when
She
we
still
were
isn't.
trying to promote the trip,
Sorry. Good.
during the lives when we were trying to promote the trip, you would keep commenting, and I know it would make me laugh. So I would always keep an eye out on like the username. And so whenever we were on Instagram Live or TikTok Live and she popped up, it would always make me laugh. So I was just like, wait, we are pretty similar in sense of humor. And that's just how we first started clicking.
Be funny. That is the takeaway from this.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But yeah.
Okay, so the next question, how did you go about having a conversation on boundaries? I don't know what boundaries they're talking about, but just in general, like
We actually
with social media, but also like in your personal lives.
Boundaries. So for the social media part, which was really nice and very different from what I'm used to, you don't have social media. Well, you do, but you don't post.
I don't give a flying pigeon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's really nice to hear from someone whose entire kind of life is social media at the moment. To have someone that really doesn't care about it and not really on it, it was a big relief for me, because I've gotten stuck in relationships where that's the only thing they cared about, and then I got fucked over. But that's for a different time. But this is really refreshing, where she doesn't have social media, doesn't post, didn't know GRI prior to the trip.
Nope. I literally just saw that it was a cheap trip, and I was like, yeah, that seems cool.
Yeah, exactly. Which, it's funny because I first thought she was a fan.
Yeah.
And so, I
She's
was
like,
just
"Then
going
why are you
into it.
coming?" And I was
"Why are
like,
you going?"
for the trip.
See, and I didn't like think outside of like, oh, just other random people could go. I just assumed it was mostly fans that were gonna go on the trip.
Mhm.
But to hear that you didn't know about me,
I didn't understand their status.
That's nice.
So, like, even, like, when y'all were hosting the trip, I don't know why it didn't connect with me that was a big deal. Because you'd be like, come and meet us. And I was like, why? I'd be like, that's cool. Like, I'd love to meet new people and be friends. But, like, I didn't understand, like,
why we were doing it. Yeah.
But, like, in terms of, like, our boundaries, kind of, like, also, like, not only with social media, but in personal lives, we kind of discussed those right away. May and I kind of skipped, like, the easy conversations, and we immediately kind of dived into, like, the deeper things and the more important things. Because, I mean, you can always learn somebody's favorite color, but how do you learn who they are as a person?
Yeah.
So we kind of develop boundaries right away of like what we're okay with and what we're not okay with, especially being long distance.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of communication.
I was gonna say, with long distance comes tons and tons of talking and
I'm a
getting to
yapper,
know
so
the
I'm cool with
person.
Yeah, let's tell them your screen time hours.
Oh.
So we sleep together too. People are gonna cringe, I know. Gabby.
Other couples,
Do it.
gay
Long
relationships,
distance,
you
they
know what it
understand.
is. It's not weird.
But our screen time is literally like
20 hours.
Yeah.
It's 20 hours, guys.
Because we go to sleep together, we wake up, like we get ready together, and then
Work.
like yeah, and we'll just be muted while we do each other's like jobs or whatever. So like we're not in each other's like work lives. It's just kind of like looking over and they're there. And then we get off and we watch stuff together. So
Yeah, we have our shows. We do Netflix teleparty. It's great.
Yeah. Okay.
she gets me 24/7.
20 hours, guys. Could you imagine talking to someone for 20
Okay,
hours?
but that shows you how easy the relationship is and
And we
how
like
nice
each
it
other.
is and how you like each other. If you can talk to each other for
Like
hours on
and
end.
love.
yeah,
Nice.
She's
She's
like gross.
yeah,
Anyway.
okay. What attracted you two to each other?
Authenticity. I liked that you were authentic and down to earth. You didn't try to be anybody else. You too, for that matter.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Actually, no, but like I kind of like appreciated that, like, because I'm like first saw them through a live on Happenstance, and what you see is genuinely what you get. And then like you were funny, and I loved that like you never beat around the bush. You were just like honest, even if it would be like something difficult to talk about. It was real, and that's really hard to find nowadays because a lot of people put up a fluff of who they are. But you were just, this is how I am, like the good, the bad, and the ugly, or all of those things. So I think just her authenticity and her sense of humor, and just that she's a good person.
Ditto. Yeah.
Yep.
Ditto.
Okay. This also kind of tags along with that. What was your first impression of each other?
What a weirdo.
To be fair, she just had comments. I at least had a face.
Yeah, I had
So,
no
like,
face.
that was just a username and a comment, and that was about it.
Guys, I thought she was straight at first.
That's why I
because
wear this.
she doesn't post anything. There's no photos that I could stalk. At that time, I wasn't following your Facebook account. I literally only had a profile pic. And it's not even a picture that was up to date.
That's
It's true.
It was like,
That's
what,
true.
a few years back?
And it's still the same picture. It hasn't changed.
For me, my first impression, again, I went on your live on Happenstance, and I think I can't remember what you were talking about, but it was enough to pique my interest to, like, click and join it. I don't really know. I'm a grandma, too. But, like, it was funny, and it was, like, entertaining. But I think my first impression was just, like, wow, she's funny. And, like, I always thought she was, like, beautiful and pretty and things, but, like, we're not each other's original type, if you want to say type.
Not.
But, like, it's because I didn't realize I could have so much better.
Same.
So, yeah.
Same.
Okay, we're ending that on a cute note.
G doesn't want to gag.
Here's another one. Miranda, what do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living?
Because they know what we do, so what do you do?
So, I recently just have the one job. I used to have 2 jobs for most of my life. So I used to work at an urgent care as a medical scribe and occasionally picking up MA things. And then I work as a human resource specialist in work life and benefits.
Yep,
Yep.
that's what
I
she
won't-
does.
I won't say where because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
but yeah.
Sounds so boring.
Well, you hear my I asked her about a panectomy today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, honestly, I know nobody. I don't know how to help you
Yeah.
on that one.
It's a big girl job.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next one. You guys are geographically apart. Do you plan to live either together or closer to one another anytime soon?
Yes.
Yes. What's funny is I asked that question drunk to her.
Yeah.
And we weren't dating at the time. It was just like a hypothetical. And she was like, I'd move for you. And in my head, I was like, oh, sweet. Finally, someone who would come here. Because I only see myself in Seattle. I don't see myself living anywhere else.
And I live in Wyoming.
Yeah,
And they
and there's
visited.
no freaking way I'm going to butt crack nowhere.
I just knew when to keep her attention, and then my job, it's easier for me to come here because, like, you have to be with G and vice versa, and there's so much more here. So we kind of had that conversation early on of me coming here when my lease ends.
Yeah, so she'll be here beginning of June of 2025.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Our stuff.
Anna, be ready.
I know. It's going to be Anna and I upstairs, and then May and Miranda downstairs because they have their own bathroom, and then we'll just share the living room and the kitchen. Miranda's going to become our chef because she
Yeah.
actually enjoys cooking. So I'm excited for that. But in general, yeah, all of us are going to be in one house with 2 dogs and 1 cat.
It's gonna be a
It's going to be a full house for a while, but we'll get used to it. Okay, next question. Is May the same off camera as she is on camera? So this is kind of for you because you know her both
Is
sides.
she the same on and off camera?
You can also go with am I the same with you or like I am with other people too.
Yeah. I think you are. I feel like you both are. Like, yeah. I feel like you're both, like, don't have that, like, again, front or anything like that I talked about earlier. But yeah, she's the same person. If anything, I think you're just more of an odd duck off camera.
See.
Yeah.
Correct. I agree.
Like,
I keep that partly away.
it's entertaining, but yeah, you're quirky.
Yeah,
It's cute.
thanks.
You're welcome.
On to the next one. Why is May's girlfriend not tomboy looking? Thought she would date someone like her. How come?
That's you.
It's both of you.
Both of you? Why wouldn't you date? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, like, let's start with May.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think you are a perfect mix of more tomboy, but also you can be girly girl. So you can do both. But also, I've never gone for people who dress or kind of act the same as me. I've always been drawn more towards the girly girl side.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I don't know.
You know, just I do both. So I feel like in the winter I dress more tomboyish. I've always been a tomboy. I mean, my mom tried to dress me up in dresses as a kid. I hated it. I always wanted to be like a witch for Halloween or a pirate or like something like that. And she's like, be Dorothy. And I was like, I have brown hair. I always have been both. I enjoy being a girly girl and wearing makeup and dresses and heels and being like, ooh. Sometimes, and then other times I'm just like, let me throw on some like baggy jeans and a hoodie and like throw my hair up in a bun and go like just raw face and that.
That's a good way of putting it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's a bit of both. I enjoy both.
Same here.
This was more just so sitting down and meeting Miranda for everybody because it has been a huge topic recently since we went to Wyoming on who's the girlfriend, who is she seeing, when will we see her, and so we kind of just decided this was going to be our first guest on a podcast. Do you know that? Have you ever first guest?
No.
Mm-hmm.
So have you guys ever watched 50 First Dates?
Yeah.
You know that scene, like, because she forgets and he's like, oh, like, that's your boyfriend. And then he's like, sorry, I'm not better looking. That's how I feel right now on this podcast where you're like, this is her. And I'm just like, here I am.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm not more interested. No, I'm funny. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
To a degree. To a degree.
She's funnier than you.
I think you guys just have the same personality, so you think it's funny.
Okay, baby.
That is the end of this episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember to keep listening, keep loving, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.